Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting cruise ship tour. Today we are on board the Carnival Luminosa. I was sailing on her on a 7-night Alaskan inside passage sailing out of Seattle, Washington. It was an awesome time. I'm excited to show you all around the ship. We're gonna start on the top deck. Top deck is deck 12. It's a small sunbathing deck, not really used for Alaska sailings. Part of the year this ship is in the Australian market, so that's when it's going to be used a lot more. Now we're on deck 11. There's a small jogging track that I think you have to do almost 20 laps to jog a mile, though the ramps kind of provide a nice way to make those laps a little bit longer if you just want a longer stretch to run here. This whole deck stretches above the pool deck. Now, the Carnival Luminosa is not originally a Carnival ship. It was a part of her sister brand Costa for many years and joined Carnival in November of 2022. If you take a look at some of the other Carnival ship tours on my channel, you'll notice that the Luminosa looks a lot different than other Carnival ships that have a similar design as her. She's a hybrid of the Spirit and Vista class ships, and I've been on both classes of ships before and can definitely notice a lot of similarities. To the right here is a retractable roof that'll cover the pool deck. It was covered the entire voyage since we were in Alaska. This ship can hold 2,826 passengers at full capacity. We were sailing a little bit lower than that on this cruise. So not a gigantic ship by modern day ship standards. It has been sailing since 2009. And overall, I really love the look of this ship. So excited to show you the inner decks here after we finish our top deck tours. So you'll notice a lot of deck chairs out here with coverings. Those are available free of charge. No need to reserve them. If you're interested in sailing on the Carnival Luminosa or maybe another Carnival ship, please reach out Mark Jackson at jacksonjetsetting.com and we can get you a free quote. As I mentioned before, I have lots of cruise ship tours and reviews on the channel. If you love this type of content, I would appreciate you liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. One big thing I noticed on the Carnival Luminosa on this top deck is there is a lot of open space. A lot of the other Carnival ships with this similar design, they're going to shove a lot of water parks and splash pads on the top decks here. Not so on the Luminosa. And the other thing is they did not add the quintessential Carnival whale tail on this ship. They kept the Costa design but did repaint it. So very interesting to have this ship in the Carnival fleet, and it was cool to sail on a week on a very different type of Carnival ship. Now there is a sports court here on the Carnival Luminosa. It's very small. It's basically a half basketball court covered up by nets. There's a lot of kind of sub decks that go up and down with some telescopes, which is great in the Alaskan itineraries and awesome for whale watching. So good to have those on board. Those are completely free to use. And there's another little mini deck here that takes you up to the funnel with a couple of chairs as well. Now, the back area here has a number of stairs that's descending down to the Sunset Bar, which was one of my favorite bars on the ship. Just a really nice place to hang out and watch the wake go by. It's above the Serenity pool deck, which we will check out in just a second. But a lot of different stairs here descending down the decks. I feel like most of the new ships that I've sailed on, it's pretty streamlined and organized, and there's just a lot of stairways going all over the place here. So if you are someone who needs a wheelchair and maybe needs that elevator access, just kind of plan accordingly. The other thing I noticed on the Luminosa was a lot of public art, which was really cool. So they had that really nice sculpture there in the back, a nice little touch. And as we make our way around the corner here, you'll see an area of the ship that is very popular on most cruises. It's the smoking section. So if you're going to be smoking outdoors, this is going to be the area for you. And it's going to be located right next to Club O2, which is the teen club. They have a little area that's left over from the Costa days. That's the indoor smoking lounge. So inside here is going to be a fun little area. It's going to have the foosball court. It's going to have ping pong, all protected from the wind under the cover of that retractable roof above the pool deck. So nice area to relax here. Great spot for whale watching if you're sailing on the Luminosa on an Alaska sailing. Here's our first look at the pool. The pool on board is called the Lido Pool, and got 2 hot tubs on either side. It's got a nice movie screen there. They play movies all day. So it's a nice place, especially on these Alaska sailings with that roof closed. Got great sound and good place to watch a movie. And then rounding out on the other side is going to be a nice little chess set, giant chess for you to play. So lots of activities here on this deck, just for those lazy sea days perhaps. And then inside is going to be Camp Ocean. So Camp Ocean is the kids club on board. Really nice area here, seemed very well kept compared to other kids clubs I've seen on other Carnival ships. Really good shape. They do separate the kids out a little bit, so different age groups are going to have different activities, but they're all connected in this area of the ship, and this is going to be located right next to the fitness center, which is the second floor of the spa. We're going to do a spa tour here in a second, but on the second floor here, you're going to have a nice little yoga studio, splash spin studio here, and then you're going to have your normal gym. Now, not a giant gym by any means, but seemed like really nice equipment and great views out the forward part of the ship. Finally, on this deck, you're going to find Fahrenheit 555, which is the ship's only specialty dining restaurant. So they're going to be offering 3-course sailings. And that's going to be located aft. So a nice little look here, and it's above the Lido buffet, which we'll show in just a sec. Rounding out our tour of the other side of this deck, we're going to walk around a little bit more, check out some more of the activities you can do inside as well as outside. Great to have foosball here as well as pool. Another option for fun here outdoors is going to be mini golf. So there's 10 mini golf holes on board. They do use sort of the wooden, not real golf balls, which I am pretty annoyed by, honestly. I know why they do it, because the golf balls go everywhere and they get lost and they're expensive, but it's just not the same feel as regular mini golf. But it is available. Bring your own balls. And here is that Club O2 opposite the smoking section. So this area was closed when I was walking around, but this is the teen club. So they are separate from the other kids. And a nice little area for them to enjoy. Quick little peek here on deck 9 as we start our tour of the buffet area, but we're going to go check out the Serenity deck. This is one of my favorite areas of the ship. It's adults only. They have nice premium towels here, a few hot tubs, as well as a pool that is fully exposed to the outdoors. It was heated during my voyage, so don't worry about that. Nice little Serenity bar back here with plenty of drink options available. and lots of plush deck chairs. So this is really cool. I like the plushness of the chairs back here. It's a great place to do some stargazing as well, which is really good on Alaska sailings when you have good weather. Doubling back, we're going to go check out the marketplace, which is the buffet. The buffet has multi-purpose sections here. So most of the day it's going to be kind of comfort kitchen food, but then certain times of the day they'll switch one or two stations over to different items. They'll have a barbecue area at one point in the day. They'll have a Chinese food area at one point in the day. Really, really nice stuff here. And then most of the day they're going to have a deli option available with made-to-order sandwiches. They'll heat up for you. Really good sandwich options there. Pizzeria del Capitano, which has some excellent pizza, different pizza options, all included in your cruise. And then a few premium options as well. One premium option is going to be the Seafood Shack. This is available on most Carnival ships. This is where you can get your lobster anytime you want, oysters, shrimp, that sort of thing. That's all going to be an extra charge. And then forward, there's going to be a tacos and burritos area, unbranded on this ship, as well as a burger station on the opposite side. These two areas are going to serve as your poolside food here on the Carnival Luminosa. And in the middle is going to be the Red Frog Rum Bar, which is going to have your premium rums here on board. Now, a lot of Carnival ships have this as the pool deck and its own indoor pub down on the lower decks. This ship does not have that. But still serve the purposes there, open very late. And then we'll take a look at the drink stations here. So you're going to have complimentary coffee, lemonade, water, some fruit juices. Nothing all that special here, but it is included in your cruise, so I wanted to point that out. And then here's a look at the burger station. This is off the grill. It's unbranded, not the Guy Fieri burger place that most Carnival ships have, but overall still pretty good. Now walking forward, we're going to round out our pool deck tour and go check out a little bit more of the spa. So the spa on board is pretty immaculate, honestly. They started off our tour. I did this on the embarkation day just to get good shots of everything. This is the salon, really nice views out of the salon. Walking through the hallways here. There's a small little relaxation room. And then moving forward, there's even more options of steam room. This is all an extra charge on board. But I did like the stone lounge room with the window out to the outside world. This is great for Alaska cruises. Lots of steam showers as well. And of course a dry sauna. One surprise to me was just how large the spa was, especially compared to other ships that I have sailed on with Carnival. They have an upstairs area with a plunge pool that's fully indoors. Really cool and nice and heated. So I do think that if you are considering doing one of those spa passes, this is actually a worthwhile option for you. So now we're going down to deck 3 because that rounds out the public decks on the top floors, which is kind of crazy. So the Luminosa theater is right here. We will show you the full theater at the end of this video because it does stretch over multiple decks. But we'll take a quick little peek here from the top deck so you can take a look at the seating up here. It's very steep up here compared to the bottom floors, so I'll show you that in just a bit. Really, there are just 2 interior public decks that are full of activities for people on this ship. Now that wasn't a bad thing because these decks are pretty full of activities. They're completely utilized for public space, so that's really awesome. But if you are used to those larger ships out there that have just decks and decks of fun, this ship may not be for you. I really loved it on the Alaska itineraries because we were really on shore a lot of the time, and it provided plenty of fun for us throughout our week-long voyage. There's the Limelight Lounge. That's the comedy club, so that opens up later in the cruise. Then you have the Cherry on Top candy stand, which is usually its own shop on board these ships. And then the Java, which is going to be your coffee shop, specialty coffees. Made a stop there every morning for sure. And then you're going to have the Galleria, which is going to be multiple shops, lots of specials going on throughout the voyage. You're going to have watches, jewelry, logo items, clothes, that sort of thing, things that you might have forgotten for your Alaska cruise. They'll switch, obviously, over the jackets to maybe swimsuits for the Australia sailings, but overall, plenty of things to shop for on board and a lot of space dedicated to it. Now, as we exit here, we'll check out Pixels, which is the ship's photo gallery. So they're taking lots of photos of you during this cruise, trying to upsell you on those memories that will be torn up at the end of your cruise. You don't want them to be torn up. Please buy them. So that area is going to be over there to the left. It's a large part of this section of the deck. Circle C is going to be for your tweens. So that's an area dedicated just to them. And then the library. So the library is going to be obviously lending books that are left behind on the ship, a few games, nice quiet place to read inside, a small little window there to look at the outside world. Not a very big library by ship standards, but it does exist. And I actually kind of almost missed it. So here's the Pixels area for all of your photo needs. They have them closed up while I was shooting this video, but they're usually analog and already printed out for you, which a lot of the newer ships has gone to an all digital option, so you can actually look at the physical photos themselves. And then if you've forgotten anything for your own photo needs, like a GoPro or batteries for your cameras, they have that available. A few more shops as we walk through. This is the main atrium for the ship. We'll check that out in just a bit. Always a hub of activity. Lots of seating areas on the Carnival Luminosa, which I really loved. Lots of areas just to look out the window, maybe have a drink. Here is the ship's nightclub. It's actually 2 stories. Right next to that is the Alchemy Bar, and the Alchemy Bar is one of the best bars on board, some of the best cocktail makers at sea. Here at the Alchemy Bar is where I used a lot of my drink package. And then rounding out our tour of Deck 3 is going to be the top level of the Vela Restaurant, which is the main dining room. Only one main dining room here. A little dark, but nice stylings. It grew on me for sure. We were on the 2nd floor for our whole sailing, so that was nice. Now on Deck 2, we're walking through the piano bar, big hubbub of activity in the evenings. They also have a guitarist on board most of the time. We're going to have the lower level of the nightclub. Lots of seating over here to the right as we make our way to the main lobby. Here is the main lobby here. So you have the glass elevators going up and down all the way up the ship. You're going to have guest services. You're going to have the shore excursions desk as well as a main bar. And then the art dealers on board, Park West, took over shop over here to the right. And then we're going to enter into the warehouse arcade and the casino, both located next door to each other, which I find pretty funny. Kind of the kid casino and then the real thing right next door. Now the casino has got table games as well as slot machines. It was closed while I was filming here, so I was able to show you a little look here. You can take a look, and we're going to make our way aft. At this end of the casino is the casino bar. Some of the best bartenders on the ship I found as well. And then bonsai sushi, which is an extra charge, but if you want your sushi fix, you can get that there. Pretty reasonable price. And then Ocean Plaza is going to be a big area for games and nighttime entertainment, music, dancing, that sort of thing. Good area to hang out on the ship. Also the sports bar. And then finally through Ocean Plaza is going to be the Luminosa Theater. Luminosa Theater, obviously the hub of activity of many, many events on board, including all the production shows. There were 3 production shows on board, which is really impressive, as well as bingo and that sort of thing. So you can notice the lounge seating here, which is really comfortable. Really had a good time in here. And that rounds out the public areas of the ship. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.